From far and wide, Oilers fans, this is Dolynny TV. And welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion on Dolynny TV. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is a chance for us to sit back and relax for 10, 20 minutes, however long it takes me to tell you what I feel the state of the Edmonton Oilers is at this current moment, headed into January. Of course, January is kind of that month where things start moving, shaking. Obviously, we saw it a little bit here in terms of the roster being moved around. A couple of, big trades in terms of Oilers realm. Really, if it was any other team, these would be very minor deals in reality. However, the Petrovic and Manning trades are big upgrades for the Oilers at this point. We've seen it in their play. That close game against Winnipeg, it again came down to depth scoring versus depth scoring, and the Oilers fall short in that category. And then last night against Arizona, we hitched them to death, just like we should with Ken Hitchcock as our coach. And bing bang, the Oilers are back in the W column for the first time in 2019. It was one try, one win. Let's go Oilers right there, boys. Let's go. That's a huge W for the Oilers to start 2019, a year in which they hope is going to be a good one, because 2018, a very tumultuous, not really great season, year, whatever you want to call it. Last year was a crap show. This year we fired Todd McClellan because we were in the middle of a kind of crap show, and now we've just come off a 6-game losing streak to end the year. So the Oilers in 2018, bad time. Now let's look forward to what the state of the Edmonton Oilers is in January 2019 and going forward the rest of the season as we head towards that all-important first week of April, when we should know exactly what we have in this Edmonton Oilers team. So without further ado, let's go check the standings, because that's the first thing. A lot of you guys in the comments section over the weekend, over the past couple of holiday days, said the sky was falling with the Edmonton Oilers. I agree to a degree. You don't go out and acquire Manning and Petrovic if the sky isn't falling in Edmonton. Why is the sky falling, though? You got to sit back and look at that. Depth scoring and lack of NHL caliber D-men. Well, the problem being there is we've got 2, 3 if you want to count Sekera. I'm really not huge into counting him as a legit NHL defender anymore. However, if you want to count Sekera, that is Russell, Sekera, Clefbaum, all out with injury at the current moment. That's a devastating blow, and that's why, yes, I understand we couldn't hitch teams to death. Well, guess what? We get a couple guys to shore up the defense who can just do the job. I'm not saying they're absolutely beautiful defensemen. I didn't even say that in my video defending Petrovic or defending Manning before they suited up for the Oilers. What I did say, though, is they're guys who can step in and get the job done. We're 1-1. That's a lot better than 0-2, boys. We snapped the skid. That's all that matters. So now you look at the Oilers, where they sit. Is the sky really falling for a team that sits 1 game above 500 after 40 games on the year? I don't think so. I think the sky is fine. Yes, there's some chunks missing, but it's not completely falling. What I mean by that is the Oilers are 41 points on the season. Minnesota's tied for 4th in the wild card with 41 with them. Then Vancouver's got 44. How important was that loss to Vancouver? 45 for the Anaheim Ducks, who we will play this weekend. And then Colorado's got 46, and that's the top wild card spot. So if you're looking to improve into a wild card position, 46, 45, 4 out of 5 of the next games. 4 wins out of the next 5 games will get the Oilers a playoff spot once again here in January. If you guys want to take a look ahead of the Oilers schedule, I've already done a video on that. I'm not going to try and over-explain it. I'll explain it a little bit, but just get there eventually, because what I want to talk about as well is the division standings. Calgary sits atop at 54, Vegas at 52, San Jose at 51. Guys, coming into this year, we all knew, given the Oilers not doing anything to shore up the goaltending substantially, Mikko Koskinen, complete wild card, Al Montoya, who knew what was going to happen with him? Was Koskinen going to go down to the AHL? Were we going to trade him? I didn't have a clue. You didn't have a clue. Nobody had a clue. Koskinen's now our starter. Who knew? And so now Talbot's a crap show. Well, guess what? So you go down the standings here. We didn't know what we were expecting going into this year out of many guys. However, we projected to still be a wild card playoff team. And here we are with a chance to go 4 out of 5, defeat the Ducks, defeat a couple of teams, and get into a wild card spot again. Because 4 out of 5 would get us 49 points. You defeat the Ducks in 5 games. Well, now they can only get 8 points. Well, technically, you know what? We're only within 4 points of the Ducks, which is where we are. But I doubt the Ducks, if we go on a 4-game win streak, 4 out of 5, I guess, I doubt the Ducks are able to do the exact same. I'm just saying, they're a 19, 15, and 7 club. You got to average the equals sometimes as well, being an Oilers fan and looking at other clubs and saying, you know what, they have their struggles too. Just because we're bad at times doesn't mean other clubs aren't as well. So that's exactly where we sit, right? Still battling for that wild card position. We are far from out of it. And that's why I got to say, guys, you don't want to say tank for Chiarelli to get fired. Literally, there's guys saying tank for Chiarelli to get fired. Not even tank for Jack Hughes. Oh my God. Come on, boys. Let's grab a grip for a second here because we've got a 61-point scorer on this team in 39 games. He's on pace for 130 points pretty much this year, which is absolutely phenomenal. If we get that out of Connor McDavid, it would be a wasted season to tank in a situation Connor McDavid has 130 points. Guys, that would absolutely be so boneheaded it wouldn't even be funny. Leon Draisaitl, 51 points, 40 games. Send the guy to the All-Star game. Please, send him to the All-Star game. Simple as that. Nugent Hopkins, 36 points, 40 games. Bang! Darnell Nurse, well, you know what? I was saying, honestly, if you're looking at a defensive substitution on the All-Star team, Darnell Nurse is your man, 18 points, 40 games played. He stepped in and had to become the #1 defender on a very broken Oilers D-core. And you know what? He's been at fault at some goals, but everybody's got to go out there. Plus minus is not a one-man stat. Plus minus is a 5-man stat unless you're Matt Benning. So the state of the Oilers, the defense, like I've already touched on that. So let's just keep going through the stats so as I can tell you exactly what I'm getting to. Oscar Klefbom has played 31 games. 15 points. Imagine where he'd be if we had 9 more games under his belt at this point. Man, God'd probably be at 25 points, honestly. Jujhar Khaira, 13 points. 36 games played, man. Okay, Jujhar, you've done excellent for what you're doing. That's step scoring. Unfortunately, he's getting assists, not goals. And guess what? Those assists are coming on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' goals. So toss it up a second there, boys. Adam Larson, a goal, 11 assists, 12 points. Milan Lucic, a goal, 7 assists, 8 points. Matt Benning, a goal, 7 assists, 8 points. Ty Rattie, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7 points in 27 games, however. Or 24, pardon me. Tobias Reeder, 27 goals, or 27 games played, 7 assists, no goals. Man, Tobias Reeder has just got a pot 1. Pot 1, and he will be off and flying so hard, so fast, it's not even funny. You just got to look there and see Tobias Reeder's getting so many friggin' chances, and it's either a penalty that isn't a penalty shot, or it's this or that, and he just can't bury one. And it's not for a lack of trying, guys. He has had some glorious chances the past 5 games. Zach Kassian, the assist on the McDavid line last night. If he stays up there, he's going to start getting points, and man, how important would it be for the Oilers to get Zach Kassian this next half of the season going? Absolutely tearing a strip off the puck for Zach Kassian. That would be huge. You also got to think, Mr. Alex Chiasson, where's he on this list? 16 goals, 4 assists, 20 points. You can't forget about him. I didn't want to mention him right off the top because I skipped down to Darnell Nurse talking about guys who are here, but Chiasson's supposed to be back right away. Ryan Spooner, Kyler Yamamoto, Caleb Jones, you can't worry about Jones. Gravel, obviously, you have to worry about. Petrovic's got an assist in 2 games played. Brandon Manning, no points. And Joseph Gambardella, no points. So, realistically, it is on guys like Brodziak, Puljujarvi, Kassian, Spooner, and, of course, Tobias Reeder to just up their game a little bit. Ty Rattie, I love what he can do with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Throw him up there when you can. If the lineup needs a shake-up, he'll get some points, and then you send him back down. But you guys just see what Hitch is doing with the lineup. He's trying everything, and honestly, I say send Cass out there until Chiasson's back. Then you put Cass on with Nugent Hopkins and Tobias Reeder. Tobias Reeder, Ryan Nugent Hopkins, and Zach Kassian. You want to talk about a big man who can skate, a guy who can pass the puck and a guy who can fly, something's got to give on that second line. That's a combination I would pay to see again. So guys, state of things up front, defense needs to step up. Scoring, obviously, yes, that counts towards the depth, but I look at D scoring as a different animal altogether, and depth scoring, just a couple guys need to bury a couple chances a game that they get. You guys can't pretend they don't get their chances. Kassian, how many chances did he have to earn his way up to that first line? So these guys need to finish, and that's what it is. It's not a lack of depth scoring for the Oilers at this point. It's a lack of depth finish, because if honestly scoring would be up if they could finish. And yes, okay, scoring means you finish the puck. Don't look at it that way. You know what I mean? Just look at it the way I'm trying to look at it and smooth it out in your head, and I think we should all understand how this goes. For Mikko Koskinen, 12 wins, 7 losses, a .252 GAA, and a .919 save percentage. Ladies and gentlemen, for him, that is above league average goaltending. And if you saw the stat, I can't remember it exactly, but if you saw the stat against league average goaltending for the Oilers, if they get league average goaltending or better in a game, they're like 15-1-2 or 15-1-1. I don't know what the stat is, but it is goddamn stupid. When we get good goaltending, a .904 save percentage, and less than 3 goals against per game, we are winning hockey games unreal. Yes, you can argue that it is part of Hitch's system to win low-scoring games. Fine and dandy. I'm not going to argue with you. Yes, Connor McDavid's probably going to get both points that night. Whatever. As long as we're winning, it's all going to be okay. Oilers fans, go into dormancy about complaints when the Oilers win. That's as simple as it is. That is our tradition. That's how we do it. I'm fine with it. I love complaining when it's time to complain, but sometimes it's time to appreciate. And when you appreciate, good things happen. So guys, state of the Oilers. That's kind of the question I asked at the start of this, and I'll get to it right now. The state is good. We're not out of the playoffs. We're not out of the race yet. Quit saying it's time to mail it in, tank it, get rid of guys. Yes, you got to make another move. There's got to be another move made, but it's got to be after. At this point, honestly, if we've shored up our defense and stuff and we can do this like we did against Arizona every game, I'm going to be happy with it. I don't care. 2-1, 2-0, 3-1, that's a win. It's a W in the column. W in the column. That's all that matters for the Oilers. Guys, the state is all right. Not good, not bad. It's all right. Get Clefbaum, Russell, Sekera back, and let's see at the trade deadline exactly what's going on. I'll still try and keep my trade targets up. I still want to maybe throw one out there at you guys sometime this week. But either which way, I'm Tyson. This has been Dolynny TV. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode here on the channel. I will catch you in the next one.